Well, there's another game coming up for Crystal Palace very, very soon, and one particular journalist said that he thinks, or he wanted to ask Roy Hodgson if he felt this was a must-win game. Obviously, I'm talking about the press conference pre-Sheffield United, and he said that basically he sees every game as a game that they have to win, and he said just because it's a must-win game doesn't mean they're going to win it. They've got to play well, they've got to stick to the game plan, and they've got to do what they need to do to win the game, which I guess is fair enough to say that. Anyway, in terms of the injury situation, he said that Olise is ready. He is trained and he's available for selection against Sheffield. He did say, however, that the sports team, the sports science team, are telling him to be very careful and basically just to take it easy with him. So whether he will play the whole game, I don't know. Probably not. He may well start the game but then come off half time or something like that, I imagine. But I wouldn't expect to see him in the whole game. And Roy said that apart from Rob Holding and Chet Doucouré, everyone else is fit, apart from Joel Ward, of course. I don't have to mention Joel Ward. Joel Ward isn't quite there yet. He's very nearly fit, but he's not quite there yet, so he won't be available for the game. But everyone else should be available, so that'll be a good thing for us, obviously, because we'll have Eze and possibly Olise as well. And I think we're going to need both of those if we're going to get a result at Sheffield, because, you know, although they are where they are in the table, they have put in some good performances, and sometimes they've been a little bit unlucky to lose. So I think it's going to be a tough game. I'm not expecting us to blow them out of the water by any means. I think it's going to be a very tough game, and I'm going to give you my score prediction at the end of the video. But first of all, I just wanted to quickly talk about oh, and one more thing. Roy Hodgson was asked about Michael Olise, about him potentially leaving at the end of the season, with him saying that he was you know, his links with Manchester United, and saying that he was a fan. Roy said that it would be obviously very disappointing if he did leave. He said that the club should be building their team around players like Eze and Olise and Doucouré to make them a good team. They should be building around them. And he says that they were really pleased that he signed this contract extension, and they're all hoping that he honours it. Now, personally, I think he signed the contract mainly, or at least Parish may have sold it to him as mainly so that the club can be guaranteed some decent money for him if he decides to leave. I think if things don't go well, then there is a high potential that he will leave. I really do think so. But if things turn out all right, and maybe if we get a manager that he really likes, he may decide to stay. We'll have to keep our fingers crossed about that. But Roy certainly thinks that it would be a shame if he leaves, and I personally agree the same thing. Okay, so on to a little bit of news that has been going around regarding Sam Johnston. Now, apparently he has been well, I say he's been approached. I don't know if he's actually been approached in person, but there have been rumours that Nottingham Forest apparently want him as their new goalkeeper. Now, he didn't have a bad start when he came into the side. He actually played some decent games, had a couple of wobbles here and there, but basically he's not a bad goalkeeper. So they are thinking, of course, now that Henderson being the first choice, or at least playing ahead of Johnston at the moment, he's going to be the number one, and Johnston's going to feel a little bit left out. So apparently they made an approach to Crystal Palace to try and sign him on loan with an option to buy at the end of the season. Crystal Palace have turned that down, and so it now looks as though he's going to stay at least until the end of the season. But again, it depends on what happens in between now and then as to whether I think he stays or not. And also about Adam Wharton. Now, there are stories in the press saying that Crystal Palace have improved their bid up to around £21 million for him, and that's £18 million guaranteed plus add-ons. So we'll have to wait and see if that gets accepted, if that is a real bid, or whether that's just speculation. But it would mean that we're serious for him. But of course, Chelsea are now one of the teams that are also looking for his signature. So it depends, I guess, on who bids the highest. If Chelsea outbid us, then unfortunately it might be that it doesn't happen. Also, in terms of new signings, Daniel Munoz is apparently very, very close to signing. Roy Hodgson said that they think that he is very close. He's been in town for medicals, and that there's a couple of things preventing them, for a couple of little steps they need to make before they can announce him. So it should be maybe within the next couple of days, I would hope. So keep your fingers crossed and keep your eyes peeled on Fabrizio Romano for that. Also, my prediction for the score. I think we are going to win the game. I really do. I think if we have Eze and Olise back, I think that's a really good thing for us. I think we might come out maybe 1-0 winners. I don't think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it might be 1-0, maybe 2-0, something like that. Will we concede a goal? Possibly, but I'm going to go with 1-0. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section, what you think the score is going to be, and also let me know what you think about those rumours regarding players. And as always, if you've got any questions or anything you want me to talk about, let me know by sending me an email to footballtothecore@gmail.com, footballtothecore@gmail.com. And thank you to all those who have emailed me already, and I will see you next time.